Your team already knows which kind of leader you are. They figured it out in their first month or your first month. They know whether they come to you when a deal is on fire or when they just need somebody to tell them that everything's going to be okay. And they know which meetings you actually run and which ones you just show up to. They've had this conversation 100 times about you in the hallway, in a group chat, or over drinks after a QBR. The only person who might not know is you. And here's the problem with that. The gap between how you see yourself and how your team experiences you is exactly where your sales numbers begin to leak. It costs you deals, it costs you your best reps, and it costs you the promotion that you thought you were in line for, usually well before you ever feel it coming. In the next 15 minutes, we're going to close that gap. I'm going to walk you through 10 questions, 5 on energy, 5 on execution. You're going to score yourself honestly in real time as we go. And by the end, you're going to know exactly which kind of sales leader you are today and what your team is quietly working around and the one thing to fix first. Grab a pen. I'm Travis Huff. Let's find out together. If you watched the last video, you know the equation this whole channel is built on, and that is energy times execution equals elite leadership. Times, not plus, it's multiplication, which means if either side of that equation is 0, the whole thing is 0. A 10 in energy and a 2 in execution doesn't average out to a solid leader. It multiplies into a team that loves you, but misses their number repeatedly. In that video, I described the 2 archetypes almost every struggling leader falls into: the cheerleader, all energy, no system, the room is electric, the pipeline is a mess, and the operator, all execution, no belief, the forecast is dead on, but your people are bored stiff. Most of you watched that and had a gut feeling about which one you are. And the reality is a gut feeling is a start, it's not a diagnosis. Today, we make it a diagnosis because you can't fix a blind spot you're only guessing at. So let's measure it. Here's how this works, and I need you to actually do it, not just nod along. 10 questions. 5, measure your energy, belief, momentum, the standards your team run on, and 5, measure your execution, your cadence, your inspection, forecast, coaching, accountability. Each one you score yourself 1 to 5. 1 means that's just not true of me right now. 5 means that is absolutely consistently true and my team would agree. 3 means sometimes on a good week, not so much on a bad week. 2 rules. First, score the leader you are, not the leader you intend to be next quarter. Second, and this is the one that makes or breaks this exercise, answer the way your top rep would score you if they were sitting with us today in your chair. Not your most loyal rep, your most honest one. At the end, you're going to add up your energy answers for a score out of 25, and you're going to add up your 5 execution answers for a score of 25. Hold on to both numbers. Let's see where we land. Let's go. Energy. Question number 1, belief. Do your reps genuinely believe they're going to hit their numbers this quarter, or are they already writing the excuses? Put a 5 if the team expects to win. They know how to get there. Number 1, if they're managing your expectations down before the quarter's halfway over. Number 2, the room. When you walk into your team meeting, does the energy in the room go up or does it go flat? 5, the room lifts when you enter and when you start. 1, if you're the reason people check their phones. Quick gut check. If your team meeting got canceled tomorrow, would anybody actually care? Would anybody be disappointed? Number 3, the individual why. Do you know each rep's real personal reason for doing this job? The one that isn't the commission check. 5, you can name it for every single one of your reps right now. 1, you'd be guessing for most of them. Number 4, recognition and momentum. Do you consistently make progress visible? Catching reps doing the right thing, not just celebrating the closed deals. 5, your people feel seen every single week. 1, the only feedback loop is the leaderboard and the pipeline review. Number 5, energy under pressure when the team hits a losing streak. They all do. Does your energy steady the room or does your stress leak into everyone else? 5, you're the thermostat, not the thermometer. 1, when you're rattled, the whole team feels it by lunch. Add your 5 energy scores. That's your energy number out of 25. Write it down before we move on. All right, execution. Number 1, cadence. Does your week run on a repeatable operating rhythm, or is every week a different fire drill? 5, your team could tell you what happens Tuesday at 10 a.m. without checking. 1, the calendar is whatever landed in it. Number 2, inspection. Can you tell the truth of your 3 biggest deals based on evidence? What the customer actually did, not on how your rep feels about it. 5, you inspect on evidence, not optimism. 1, your forecast is built on happy years. Number 3, forecast. Would you bet your own paycheck on this quarter's forecast? Exactly as it sits right now. 5, you'd bet the mortgage. 1, it's a spreadsheet of hope, and you know it. Number 4, coaching system. Do you have a repeatable way you develop each rep, or is your coaching whatever happens to come up when a deal breaks? 5, every rep has one focused skill and a rhythm to work on it. 1, you coach reactively, deal by deal. And number 5, accountability. When someone's underperforming, does that conversation happen on time? Or does it sit on your to-do list for a month while your best people watch? 5, you address it early and cleanly. Number 1, you avoid it until it's a crisis. Add your 5 execution scores. That's your execution number. You have 2 numbers, each out of 25. Here's how to read a single pillar first, then we put them together. For either pillar, 20 to 25, strong side. This is a real strength. Your team feels it. This is the size you can lead from. 13 to 19, functional, but inconsistent. It's there on a good week and gone on a bad one. Good weeks don't build teams, systems do. This side is one bad quarter for becoming a liability. 5 to 12, this is your 0. Remember the equation. A low side doesn't subtract, it multiplies down. Whatever's happening here is quietly capping everything else you do well. Now, the important part isn't either number on its own, it's the relationship between them. That's what tells you which leader you are. All right, energy is on one axis, execution on the other. Plot the 4 profiles as we go. The cheerleader, energy is high, execution is low. What it looks like: electric meetings, a team that loves you, and a pipeline nobody can trust. You feel like you're winning right up until the number comes in. The number 1 blind spot that you have is you mistake a good mood for a good pipeline. You believe energy will carry a broken system, and it won't. The forecast is rotting while the room is cheering. I've seen this in so many leaders. The 5 fix. The fix for this lives on the execution side: cadence, inspection, and forecast. The operator, execution is high, energy is low. This is what it looks like. You have a very tight cadence, a clean forecast. You're really good at inspecting deals, and a team that complies but doesn't commit. Nobody's running through walls. Your best rep is quietly taking recruiter calls. They're giving 60% and still outperforming your expectations. The number 1 blind spot here is that you mistake compliance for commitment. The system runs, but the belief doesn't. You think a clean process should be motivating on its own. To you it is, but to them, it's not. The fix lives on the energy side: belief, the individual why, the recognition. The firefighter, both sides are low. What it looks like, and you've seen this, everything is urgent. So nothing is systematic. You're the hardest working person on the team and the most exhausted. You're reacting on both pillars at once. The number one blind spot that you have is you believe you don't have time to build systems. When the absence of systems is the exact thing eating all your time. You're bailing water instead of fixing the hole. The fix: pick one side and install one thing. Don't try to fix both at once. We'll talk about which one at the end. Elite, both sides are strong. What it looks like: high belief system and a system that tells the truth. The team wants to win. They know exactly how to win. This is the goal. And if you're here, congratulations, you are rare. The number one blind spot, though, is complacency and drift. Even elite leaders under pressure snap back to their comfortable side and let the other one slide, which is the perfect setup for the most important thing I'm going to say today. Here's the part almost nobody sees coming. Your natural strength is also your single biggest risk, not your weakness, your strength. And here's the mechanism, because once you see it, you can't unsee it. Under pressure, you over-rotate to whatever's comfortable. When the quarter goes sideways, the cheerleader doesn't quietly go build exit criteria for their pipeline stages. No, they turn to energy. They turn the energy up. Bigger speeches, louder kickoffs, more hype. They double down on the exact side that isn't the problem, because it's the side that feels good and feels like them. And that makes sense. And the operator, same trap, opposite direction. Quarter goes sideways and the operator tightens the process. More inspection, more reporting, another dashboard. They squeeze the one thing that was already working while the room they needed to inspire goes even flatter. So the reflex that feels like leadership, I'll just do more of what I'm good at, is the exact reflex that widens the gap. Your strength becomes the wall you hide behind, so you never have to do the uncomfortable work on your weak side. Elite leaders learn to do the opposite. When the pressure's on, they lean into the side that doesn't come naturally. That's the whole game. So here's the one assignment this week, not 10, one thing. Go back to your 10 scores and find your single lowest scoring question. Not your lowest pillar, your lowest individual question. That one number you didn't want to write down. That's not a coincidence. That's the diagnosis. That question is your 30-day focus. For the next 30 days, that's the one thing you're deliberately, visibly working on. If it was your forecast question, you build exit criteria this week. If it was the individual why, you have real one-on-one conversations with your reps about the thing that isn't money. One question, 30 days, all the way to a 5. And if you want the fair version of this, don't just score yourself. Send these 10 questions to your most honest rep and have them score you. The gap between your number and their number, that gap is the work. That's the most valuable feedback you'll ever get. It's hard, but it's the most valuable. And it's free. Now you know which leader you are today. The natural next question is, how did I get here? And for a lot of you, the answer starts with how you came into this job, because most sales leaders were promoted for being the best rep on the team. And the skills that made you a great rep, a lot of them are actively working against you right now as a leader. That's the next video. And it's the last of our 3 foundations. Subscribe so it doesn't slip past you, and drop your 2 scores in the comments. Energy out of 25, execution out of 25. I read them. And if you want the full scored version done for you, same diagnostic, deeper reader in your profile, take the free assessment, comment it in the comments below, elitesalesleader.com/index. I'm Travis Huff. Go do the uncomfortable thing. Be elite.